Hello, hello, everyone. I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. Welcome in, welcome in. Tonight we are doing free yes no readings for the first 15 minutes of the live stream. Make sure you guys are posting your questions. One question per person, yes no format. Welcome in, everyone. Good to see you guys. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to get started with Sisters Supporting Sisters, aka Rashima. Rashima, I have a yes, 7 of Pentacles for you. Natty, I have a yes, Knight of Pentacles. Pragati. Okay, Pragati, I'm getting a no. I don't exactly know why. Maybe there's disappointment here. I have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. There's some kind of issue or something that happens. Nisha. Nisha, I am sorry to hear about that. Will they reconcile, please? Will Nisha and Gemini reconcile? So I have the Judgment card here. This is a yes for me, but it does indicate the need for you guys to really make some changes in order for this to work. In order for you guys to move forward, you have to pay respects to what has already happened and how to move forward from that. And so this requires a lot of effort from both of you guys to make that work. Daisha, I have a yes, 10 of Cups. Shayna, I have yes, 4 of Wands, Shayna. For Jojo, I have a yes, 3 of Wands. Hey, James, welcome in. You're welcome, Rashima. You're welcome, Natty. Hey, Nisha, glad that it resonates for you as well. You're welcome, Shayna. Hey, Jazz, thanks for the donation. Lisa, I have a no, the Death card. Hood Mystic, I have a yes, Queen of Swords. Marta, I have a yes, 10 of Pentacles. Hey, Jazz. I have a no, a Jazz, 5 of Wands. I am getting donations in. Thank you all so much. I will update the list momentarily. I have a yes, James. 4 of Pentacles. IJ, yes. 9 of Cups. Ray, I think this is a new start for you here. I have a yes. The Fool and Queen of Pentacles. Hey Zen, welcome in. Thank you for the sub tonight. I have a maybe for you, Wheel of Fortune. So this indicates to me, Zen, that the tides are turning, the tables are turning, so on and so forth. So I don't know if this person's liked you up until this point, but I think their opinion of you is changing positively. The Wheel of Fortune is upright, so it talks about luck being on your side. If you want this person to like you, you're interested in it, if that's something that you wish to happen, I think that this person's coming around to the idea of liking you, but maybe they just didn't up until this point. So this is still very new, it feels to me, these feelings. Hey, Sienna, welcome in. Thank you, Virgo. I have a no for Sienna, 9 of Swords. All right, I just posted the order of donations. We have IJ, then Ajaz, then Virgo. IJ is the only one who cannot be skipped tonight because he did pre-orders. If y'all want in on that pre-order game, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I always post in my stories whenever I'm going live, so that way you have the chance of getting that freebie of no one being able to skip you. It only applies to pre-orders, meaning that you have to donate before I go live or before I'm scheduled to go live, and then you can be on the top of the list and no one is able to bump you out. We have about 4 minutes left of the free list, and then we'll be moving on to donations. You're welcome, Daisha. I have a yes for you, Amy. Ace of Swords and Page of Pentacles. We also have the family card at the bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. I hope it went well, Amy. Shanti, I'm leaning towards a no, but I can't say that with 100% certainty. We have the Lovers and the Two of Swords, which means maybe. It just depends. But with the Lovers, I do feel like the ball is in Greg's court. It seems almost like he has the upper hand in this situation. So, like, this is up to him. This is through his free will. At the bottom of the deck, I have a no. So, I'm leaning towards a no, Ashanti, but don't give up hope that he may contact you because this is not 100% set in stone. Yeah, Amy, I can understand that for sure. I mean, it's like an unprecedented situation, you know. You don't really expect to be in that position. So you don't really know how to act. You're welcome, Ashanti. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, May Hooper. Welcome in. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. We're not doing a giveaway tonight. We're just doing the free questions, but I appreciate your support either way. I have a yes, Pooja. I have a King of Cups with a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So May, this is a relationship of free will. So I have the Lovers, kind of how I was saying earlier to Ashanti. This is a relationship of free will. So we know sometimes we come in contact with someone where we feel like a soul tie connection to them in some aspect, whether it's romantic or platonic or familial. Um, we feel like there's a purpose, like a greater purpose for this person in our life, or like this is an unavoidable connection that, like, no matter what we do, what path we take, we're going to run into this person. That's like a divine intervention type of connection. I don't think Nick is that for you. I don't think that this is the end all be all, the only person out there for you. I don't think that you have like a soul tie connection to this person. I think that this person could make your life better or worse, but it's really up to you what you decide. I don't think your spirit team is going to get in the way with this one. So I think really it's up to you. So with that being said, no, I don't think he's the only one for you or the one for you. I don't think it's like written in the stars per se. But I feel like if you want to be with this person and you feel connected to this person, then that's good for you for this path that you're taking in your love journey. But I'm not getting like yeah, I mean, I'm not getting like it's the ultimate only one for you. That's kind of hard for me to say. I don't feel confident in that answer. I think that actually would make the connection more beautiful, May, is that if you chose that person, not that the person was chosen for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, May. I understand. Well, let me ask that. Hold on. Is this a healthy relationship for May? Is this a healthy relationship for May? I am getting a yes, May. I have the 9 of Wands for you. Jocelyn. Jocelyn, I am getting a no. I have the 4 of Swords. I don't think this is something that's just going to happen like the way that it did recently. I think that's something you would have to coordinate if you want to make sure to see him before you leave. You're welcome, May. All right. So, first up, we have IJ. IJ donated for, it looks like a BOGO and maybe a mini. So, IJ, if you want to confirm that with me and let me know. Start with the mini love 2. Got it. You're welcome, Jocelyn. Hey, Zara, we're not doing free questions anymore, friend. All right, so I have the 7 of Cups and the King of Cups. IJ is in thoughts and feelings, and so that is indicating to me that like she's viewing you as her King of Cups. So a King of Cups is someone that's like very articulate, emotionally available, um, like very in touch with their emotions if they need to be, trusting, knowledgeable, especially in matters of the heart, caring, nurturing, generous, healing, a good confidant and advisor, someone who is just like here to be of service, and like you care a lot about like the other person's well-being, just very much like open heart chakra. You're just in touch with your emotional side. um you can read people really well, like you know if someone's kind of bullshitting you. You're very mature and stable, and like this is how she's feeling about you, right? So thoughts and feelings, 7 of Cups, King of Cups. This is indicating to me that she has a very emotional attachment to you, and that she's thinking about you quite a bit. The 7 of Cups like talks about like fantasizing, daydreaming, so you could like basically take over the majority of her thoughts throughout the day. Like if ever she has any time for free thinking, it's probably being placed on you. We also have Temperance as the place that she is like what she's putting towards the connection. So she's giving to you, but she's really trying to do this in moderation, right? She's not trying to go full fledged. She's saying, I'm going to keep giving to him, but it's going to be slowly. It's, something that is going to take its time, but I want to do it in moderation. I want us to really enjoy the conversations that we have. She's also saying that this is a really peaceful relationship that she has with you, a really peaceful connection, I should say. Um, she feels like it's very accommodating and non-judgmental, very open and understanding. And I feel like she's just really enjoying like where this is going. And her intentions here are to try to match your energy a little bit more. So like IJ, I know you like to give her like her space and stuff, but I think that she's thinking to herself like, if he reaches out to me, I need to make sure I'm reaching out to him and making sure that he knows that I'm trying to give him some of my attention. The Six of Pentacles very much like matched energy. She doesn't want it to feel very one-sided between the two of you, despite the status or despite where she's at, and what's going on in her life. She never wants you to feel neglected by her or feeling like you're the only one putting effort into this, even if it's slow. She doesn't want you to ever feel that way. I don't have that there's any new blocks or influences at this time. I think things are very clear. We have the Eight of Wands, and also the Ace of Cups is the overall energy, which I really love to see. It talks about like new beginnings, new relationships or romance, love, um, socializing even, and then like an upsurge of new feelings, which tells me that she might be getting like stronger feelings for you like each day that goes by. And maybe it's taking her a little bit by surprise, but it's a very pleasant feeling for her, and I think that she's liking it. Yeah, so that's what I've got for you, IJ, for the love option 2. Let me know where you want to go for the BOGOs. You're welcome, Sienna. Amy, I got your donation. Thank you, friends. You will be after Virgo on my list, okay? IJ, what does Spirit Team want you to be aware of in general? What do you want IJ to be aware of in general? IJ, what do you want IJ to be aware of in general? Feel inclined to ask IJ, are you a writer? Do you feel that you're a writer in any capacity? Hey, Jack Mac, welcome in. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Or, flip side of this, do you have any plans or desires to go through more schooling or certification, to like increase your like your resume, or like just get more certifications or degrees or something like that under your belts? You haven't written in a while, but you play around sometimes. I feel like they want you to delve a little bit more into this. Whichever one resonates to you. If both of them resonate, take it. Going for your PhD. Okay, got you. So I feel like they want you to dabble a little bit more in this thought process. Like maybe whenever you feel inspired, do some writing, journaling, things like that. But for whatever reason, with the Page of Pentacles, I'm also getting like scholar or like scholarly energy. And so if you've been thinking about it, it might be something that you might want to go ahead and like really take into consideration, because I have the Ace of Cups here, and I feel like they're saying this is like a great direction for you, a great path, and maybe they just want you to put a little bit more time or focus onto it, because it's like a passing thought, IJ. um but it's not like a concrete thing that you've decided to do. So I feel like they're saying put a little more attention or research into that aspect to make like maybe a better decision for yourself. Maybe they just want you to put more focus on that. Hey, Jack Mac, we're not actually doing any free questions anymore. That list closed about 10 minutes ago. Holy shit, IJ, no friggin' way. Are you kidding me right now? You were writing yesterday, and also yesterday you were looking up schools for the PhD in different programs. So I feel like it's important that I guess this is just being acknowledged here for you to maybe just take more direction in where that's going. um and I feel like here it might just be spiritual team like saying, using me as a medium to like connect to you and tell you like keep going, that's a good direction for you. um wow, that's so crazy. Okay, what else do you want IJ to be aware of? So I have that now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear about your wants and needs. You are incredibly intelligent. You are an ever evolving student, and it's important that you start getting clear with this direction that you're heading. The Ace of Swords here is talking about clarity. Maybe you're following your inner knowing. Maybe your higher self is trying to reach out to you and say, like, your life is on the other side of this PhD or something along those lines. Like, if I always say, like, if there's a desire in your heart, it's because there's a timeline where your higher self has achieved that thing that you're desiring and saying it's available to you. You desire it because you already have it. Even though you don't physically have it now, you do in some future version of yourself. They are saying things are gaining momentum for you. Your hard work is paying off in terms of like, I think romance. What is gaining momentum here? What is gaining momentum? You've been thinking about getting more clarity. What is gaining momentum? So we have your solar plexus chakra here. So this is talking about the life purpose, the soul mission. That's what's gaining momentum. The things that drives you, that like, is what you're passionate about, what excites you, what gets you up every day. So this could be matters of the heart. This could be like your life purpose. This could be a career. It could be everything. Anything that you feel very passionate about is gaining momentum at this time. They're wanting you to know that you're very mentally strong. I don't know if you question that about yourself or not, but you have like a really good head on your shoulders. And hey, James, thank you. And they're saying that you could easily be taken down by like addictions, depressions, mental health issues, but somehow you always seem to come out on top. And I feel like there's this strength there. Again, the Leo is here. I always tell you you have the lion. um but they're saying that, like, if it were a different person, that might like be it, like that might take them under. But somehow you have this, like, I don't know if it's your ambition. I don't know what it is about you, but you just always seem like very, like, good head on your shoulders, and that if it was someone else, it might take him down, but you keep going and you're stronger than that and you're able to achieve. But they're talking about, like, it's your mentality. It's the way that you think and the way that you move and the way you function in this world helps you to not be taken down by things that other people might find too appealing, too interesting. There's like an instant gratification that comes. The reason I'm talking about this is because I have the devil here and I have the strength card next to it. So there, other people might be more mentally weak than you are. And they're saying, like, this is why you don't get taken down by these things, even though nature versus nurture, even though you might be more naturally inclined towards those things, your mentality and your strength of your mind stops you from being taken down. And I almost feel like they're just wanting to compliment you on this. They're wanting to like applaud you, like pat you on the back kind of thing, and like just bring this to your attention, like how strong you are. And they keep talking about your mind for some reason. um You said makes sense. I've questioned in the past, but that was tied to the cycle that you just passed. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. So IJ, that's what I've got for you in terms of that question. Do you have anything that you need clarified before we move on to your second part of your BOGO? Well, I'm proud of you, IJ, for getting through that cycle that you were talking about, whatever that was. It's not always easy, and it always feels really good when you can get past it. Okay, perfect. You're welcome. All right, what does she want to express to him now, please? What does she want to express to him now? So I think that she gets very worried about her communication, not her communication style, but like her amount or frequency of communication. And she doesn't want you to misconstrue that as disinterest. No, uninterest. Like, I feel like I'm over here making up words apparently. She's saying, if I'm not communicating with you, that's no reflection on my feelings for you, and I need you to know that. I see here with the Six of Cups that she's saying, I feel very comforted by you. You feel like a childhood friend that I've grown up with. Like, I feel very close to you. And it's like, it's effortless, you know? Like, it's just like this natural comfort that was very unexpected, but very nice and pleasant. And I feel like she's just very pleased by like how familiar you feel to her. I also feel like she wants you to know that she recounts and thinks a lot about the things that you say. The Six of Cups plays on memories. So any in-person interactions especially would be important to note that these might be things that she replays in her mind. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. Hold on. Yes, that sentiment exactly, that she feels like home, but she feels that way about you as well. And that she feels like your family, but not in like a I'm not interested in you romantically kind of way. I hope you know what I mean, but like you feel like family. Like I feel like I've known you my whole life. She just has like a lot of love for you that I feel like is like building up in her, and I feel like it's gonna be really hard for her to hold back. IJ, I'm actually getting the message right now that these readings on her are helping to relieve her of those feelings of like feeling pent up, like overflowing, like I can't contain myself anymore kind of thing. Somehow she's getting relief from these channelings or from these readings. I know it's really weird because I've never said that before, but I almost feel like she has such overwhelming emotions, like whether she's overstimulated or she's got a lot going on or she's thinking about her feelings for you. She's got a lot of stress and a lot of just everything inside of her, and it's almost like this weird like thing where as I'm doing readings on her, it's providing her some kind of relief because in some energetic form, it's like she gets to vent or like explain herself. Um, which is really interesting. I'd be interested to hear like from her perspective, like when you guys get together, how she's been feeling the last couple of months and if she would agree with that. But that's kind of the message that I feel like I'm getting is that this is kind of therapeutic for her in an energetic kind of way. She said she gets overstimulated easily. Yeah, but I do feel like she's going to get to the point though where she just like can't hold it in anymore because this energetic, if you will, like relief that we're doing as we like do these readings, it's only a band-aid fix. And I feel like at some point she's going to just need to tell you everything. She's going to want to just like unload and just like get everything out and tell you everything that she's thinking and feeling. She does feel like some things that she's working towards are paying off. We have the 3 of Wands. So she's saying that not everything in my life is bad. And I do feel a little bit of reward sometimes. I think that she's really looking forward to when she can just experience life. I get travel. I know that I've mentioned this before to you, IJ, but I'm getting it again. And that is like she wants to spend a lot of her life outside of the country. She wants to like go somewhere completely different. I have her kind of like looking out at all the opportunities outside of this place. And she may even try to find a job that can connect her to support her dream of travel or like living outside of the world, getting like a work visa somewhere or something like that. Um, Not that she needs to tell you that, but I guess that's just been on her mind lately. Did you have any follow up questions? Right now, her business allows her to work remote, and she mentioned that. Well, there you go. I was more so tapping into like a work visa situation where she could like live abroad. Not that the job she currently has gives her the freedom to work wherever she wants, but the job itself supports her desire to travel. Do you get what I mean? It's a little different, but kind of the same but a little different. Like if she could get a job somewhere outside of the country that requires a work visa that would require her to be in that country for an extended period of time. That's kind of what I was talking about. But regardless though, a remote job is like getting her on that right track. That way she can live wherever she wants to. No real follow up questions. This reminds me of the interconnectedness of our dreams. That's so sweet. I like IJ how you always tie things in for me. And sometimes I don't even realize it. And you'll be like, oh, that reminds me of this and that reminds me of that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's pretty cohesive. I don't really have many people that do that. I think Amy does that sometimes. She'll like remind me of something that I might have said in the past. I try really hard to keep a good memory of the readings that I do for you guys, but you know, I do so many of them. I can't always remember everything all the time. You said we have talked about traveling to Africa. That would be amazing. That would be so cool. I hear there's certain parts of Africa that aren't great, but I'm thinking maybe it's South Africa is kind of dangerous. if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what part you're thinking about going to. I only know what I know because I watched 90 Day Fiance. Lorraine, how are you? Oh my God. Hi. Hi. Hello. Welcome in. I know what I know about living abroad from 90 Day Fiance. That's about it. I've never been outside the country. Would love to go, but that's all I know. I'm doing so good. Lorraine, thank you so much for asking. You're welcome, IJ. It was so good to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Hey, Jazz. Welcome in, friend. Um, Let me know what we're doing for you. I think I've got a mini. My voice is being a little weird tonight, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with me today. You said, I'm good. Wait, I'm just relaxing tonight. Glad you're doing good. Yeah, same here, kind of. I mean, I'm working, but I'm just chilling. I'm in my living room right now. Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. James, okay, that sounds good. All right, so a mini live reading. You got it, Jazz. So your question is, am I going to meet someone soon? All right, let's see. And you're referencing romantically, right? Oh, no, you're good. I got you. All right. Love reading for a Jazz, please. Is she going to meet someone soon? It's okay. Love reading. Is she going to meet someone soon? Hey, Jazz, I have a yes, but it's also the Six of Cups, meaning that you know this person. It talks about like someone of the past coming back in. You know them already in some capacity. Is this someone she's been in a romantic relationship with before? I have yes. We have Three of Cups. This could indicate a love triangle if that resonates with you at all. But this is someone that you've been romantically involved with in the past. This person's this person's coming back around for another chance with you. They want things to go better this time. They're wanting a new beginning. That's what I'm seeing here with the Ace of Pentacles. It's showing me that this might have been someone in the past that you like didn't always see eye to eye with. You didn't really feel like you guys were on the same page. There could have been conflict or actual like arguing or disagreements. But I see here the change they want to make is the Ace of Wands, where instead of battling each other, you guys are like on the same side. So they're wanting to change that dynamic of like always being at odds with each other and being more on the same page. Yeah, that's what I'm pulling right now, trying to get this information for you. So far I have it someone that you've known in the past. You have been romantically involved with them before. This could have been a love triangle or like you guys have mutual friends in common. It could be both. But if you ever were in a love triangle, that might be like a clue or if it's someone that's like you guys have a mutual friend together, um, that could also be a clue. It's talking about this person wanting things to be better this time around, that if you guys were at odds with each other or didn't like see eye to eye or weren't on the same page, they're wanting to like make that not the case this time around. I feel like they're really looking for a fresh start with you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is Earth energy. So we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Let's see. This person might be, I don't know why I'm getting like maternal energy. Like I'm not saying you dated them and they're like a mom, but I don't know if that helps or not. It might just make things more confusing for you. But I'm getting like maternal, motherly energy, Queen of Pentacles, like a real divine feminine energy. Like someone who really likes tapping into their feminine. They like getting dressed up. They like looking good. Um, they like putting their best foot forward. Um, they might be really organized. They might have like earth energy traits where they like to indulge. They like organization. They might put their work above their personal life. But I'm hearing like all dolled up. Like this person really like to like look good. Who is this person? We have Gemini energy here. We also have earth or water sign too. Hey Lorraine, that sounds good. Can you give me any other details about this person? It almost feels like you expected to walk away from this person permanently because you didn't think that they were ever going to change. I'm getting that one of you wore your heart on the sleeve and the other one was all locked up. You weren't really giving to the other person. There was a good balance here, though, in personalities because there's a sun and a moon. So there's very like masculine, feminine balance here in this connection. And maybe it wasn't the personalities that didn't get along well. It was about like what you guys wanted out of the connection that differed. I don't know if religion is important, but we have a cross here. You said I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve. Yeah. I'm getting like, okay, so I have Black Widow here. So this is like spider energy getting caught. So maybe this person was the type of oh, I'm also getting Siren. I feel like this person was incredibly appealing. Like they might have been the type of person that just were trying to get people to be very drawn into them. Like a spider catches someone in their web, or like a siren tries to trick you. And I feel almost like they might have had selfish motivations. Like they were just in this for them. They weren't really considering you or considering your feelings. We also have Sagittarius here. Tell me if any of this is ringing a bell, because if you're thinking of someone, or you're stuck between, if you're like, oh, this sounds like it could be two people, I can try to dig a little bit further into this for you. I just need to know if this is making sense. I don't think this was someone that you met randomly and like nothing ever developed between you two. I do think that this was a romantic involvement, whether it was a relationship or a situationship. I think something happened, feelings were exchanged. This isn't like an acquaintance that you know from the past. This is someone that you like had a thing for. Thank you, Lorraine. I'm going to add you to the list, but yeah, you'll be after James on my list that I currently have right now. You said, yes, it does sound like it could be two people, but I don't see anyone coming back. I need to know how far back. How long has she known this person that you're referencing? How long has she known this person? How long has she known this person? I feel like this is someone you've known for a very, very, very long time. Like, I would say, well, I'm seeing the number 10. I mean, I think you're really young, so I don't know if I would say 10 years, but I feel like Spirit is trying to say this is someone that you've known. And I have pages here as well, and this talks about like knowing each other since you were pretty young. And also, we had the Six of Cups, and this talks about like childhood, adolescent years. How young are you, Jazz? Hey, Virgo, welcome back in. Thanks for checking in with me. Is there someone that you feel like you've known for a very, very long time? Out of those two people that you've mentioned, is there one that you felt like you've known for a while? Oh, you're still so young. Okay. I think it could be early 20s. It could even be further back than that. You said, what? I wonder who. I only know one Sag but her and never met her in person. Wow, really? It was long distance? Oh, shit. Well, I think sometimes with readings, per usual, things aren't always going to resonate 100%, but a lot of the times you'll, like, when it happens, you'll come back and be like, oh my God, that was right, that was right, that was right. Like, most of the stuff she said, that resonates for the situation. So this might be one of those things where it's like time will tell. But again, Jazz, this may not be someone that you are thinking about entertaining exactly. It just may be someone in your love life that's going to be coming back around to you. But maybe next time we can look into any new connections. If that's more like what you're looking for, we can dig into that a little further as well. But this was just like the person that I feel like you were going to come back to when it says, are you going to meet someone soon? Like that. I left that question very open-ended. That's the information that I got for you. You knew her since you were in high school? Oh, shit. He said, but you haven't spoken to her in a long time. Wow, you're right. She doesn't cross my mind. Wow, that'd be crazy. But maybe exciting, depending on how it goes. I just saw where you said it's crazy because I said 10:10 on the clock in the chat. Oh, that's right. When it was 10:10, you're on the East Coast, right, Jazz? I think I saw that. I just didn't comment on it because I was busy doing something else at the time. You'll have to give me an update, Jazz, on that. I'm very interested on how that goes for you. Damn. I think if angel numbers are important to you. Oh, she was in New York City. Okay. I thought you were telling me where she was located. You're in New York City. Got you. You're welcome, Jazz. Have a great night. All right. So, Virgo, my friend, I saw that you checked in with me. Hey, Virgo. All right. So, let me pull up your donation. All right. So, I have you for a BOGO and a mini. Is that right? A BOGO and a mini? Okay, Virgo. So we'll start with your Virgo. Your Virgo. Oh my God. We'll start with your BOGO, Virgo. And then we'll come to that mini again and see if you want to keep the same question. All right. You want to know their intentions with you. Let's take a look here. Lorraine says, Luna, if you need a break before you get to me, that's fine. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I might need one by the time I get to you, honestly. But we'll see. All right. What are his intentions with her, please? What are his intentions with her? So I do like to see the King of Swords in a reading, which I have right now, because that tells me this person is like a very honest, like he intends to just like be very straightforward with you. There is a downside to that sometimes they don't really consider other people's feelings and the way they come across, their approach, or they're kind of tactless. They can be. I'm not saying that's how this person is, but a King of Swords is more about I want to speak the truth. I want to do what's right. I want to be honest, and it sometimes can come across like kind of harsh, but at the same time you want to hear the truth over anything. You don't want someone to sugarcoat something. So like if they're feeling you, you want to know. If they're not, you want to know, that kind of thing. So he's saying like I'm always going to be like very honest with you. Now The moon is here, so that indicates that he's still a very private person. So, you may feel like his maybe somewhat introvertedness, if like he ever goes into like an introverted energy, you might start to use that as a reflection for how he feels for you, and that is not the case. This is just a part of his personality. Or you might see, okay, he's kind of pulled back a little bit, he's not interested, or he's pulled back, there must be something going on that he's not telling me. And I want you to know this person's pretty honest, so I don't think they're going to hide anything. And I think that if they're doing something that they think you might not be happy about, they're still going to tell you anyways. So you can go forward with like the intentions of this person's pretty honest, pretty truthful. But there is upsides to this as well, is knowing where you stand. Also, this person, I feel, is extremely intelligent. They're very like, they can think on their feet maybe, or very witty, something along those lines. Very mental, very mentally stimulated. They also might not be someone who um, talks a lot. They might think and be a really good listener. So I think that you can take solace in knowing that this person will pay attention to the things that you have to say. That's how they plan on moving forward with you. I do have the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about like them taking one step at a time. But the Wheel of Fortune talks about how like he feels lucky to know you or have met you, or whatever the extent of your connection is. And I feel like this is saying like, I'm willing to see this through. um and I also feel like he's not the type of person that wants to do things twice. Like, oh, did I really? Oh, good to hear, I'm glad to hear. I feel like he's not the type of person that like is willing to do things twice. So like, it's kind of harsh, but like if you lose his trust, like he's done for good. He's not the type of person to take an ex back. If he ever has been that person in the past, he's learned from that and he won't ever do it again. So he just doesn't, he's like, I don't want to step in the same river twice, is kind of like the message that I'm getting here. Definitely a thinker, absolutely. So I feel like he's kind of like, if it doesn't work the first time, that's like, it's not gonna work again. I'm not gonna go round and round with someone. Like, we get on well or we don't. Now that doesn't mean that he's not against a discussion. I think sometimes confronting an issue. I actually posted about this today on my story. A disagreement is a point of disconnect. And if you work through that, you can sometimes build closer intimacy and connection with someone. And I feel like he's all for that. But what he's saying is, I don't want to sit here and have the same fights over and over and over again, the same arguments over and over and over again. I think that he's had his fair share of experiences like that. He just is like, that's not what I want to do. Um, but I think he's very forthright. I think he is like just very honest, and he just seems like a really good person. I also have here the King of Cups. So that indicates like he has the emotional availability or capacity to develop feelings for someone. It takes some time though to build that. He's not gonna just fall in love on the first date. He's not that kind of person. Um, I have that it's just like a slow build for him. Like, what do they call it? Like a slow boil. He just really takes his time. He's not someone who just like jumps in both feet. But that could just be like his analytical side taking over. I do feel like his intention is to look for his life partner. With the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles here, it indicates to me that he is looking for like his quote unquote person. But he doesn't take that task lightly. Like, he wants to make sure that you guys are compatible on all fronts, which I think is why he takes it one step at a time, because he wants to be sure. But yeah, I think that's really what it is in terms of intentions. Obviously, sometimes when you ask someone's intentions, their personality is going to come through in a reading. That's just how it goes, because it explains the type of person he is to understand what type of intentions that he would have. But I hope that that resonates for you. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so let's see his thoughts and feelings towards you. Holy shit, we have 4 of Wands coming right out the gate. And I sit here and say, he doesn't fall in love on the first date, but I think you got him a little smitten. Sarah B, I think you got him a little smitten. The 4 of Wands indicates that I feel like he is looking at you as like a definite like option potential. When I say option potential, I don't mean he's choosing you between all these other women. I'm not trying to say that. Hey Amy, thank you for checking in. I just, like when you're dating, you are looking at people as options. I'm sorry. Like that's just how it is. Like if you're dating and you're like, oh, going on this date, going on that date, I mean, that's the whole point of dating, right? Is figuring out what option seems most compatible for you. So when I say option, it's very light, very loose. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're just an option to him. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he's looking at you as like, oh, this is really like this. There's a lot of potential here. Like I'm definitely, feeling this person, you know what I mean? Because we have the 4 of Wands, and so like that indicates to me his desire to like really kind of build things from like build the foundation right now. Like he's saying I am seeing enough in her where I'm good to keep going and seeing where this leads. Like that's his mindset. I think also he sees you as like girlfriend material. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Spirit. He's also looking at you as a King of Swords. I know he was coming through as a King of Swords in the last reading, but he's looking at you the same way. Maybe the reason why he likes you so much is because he thinks that you are similar, or that you think similarly to him. Because if he's coming through as the King of Swords in the last reading and now he's saying that's you too, he might be liking the fact that there's a lot of similarities in the way that you both think. Maybe you're not showing all your cards, like he's not showing all his cards, and he's looking at that as a positive thing. He's saying, I like the way she thinks. I like what she has to say. We seem to be like very much gelling. Ooh, that's a word I don't use very often. We're gelling together, like, and we're vibing basically. We seem to think very similarly, and I view that as a plus, like a pro. You said, girl, it's all good. I have other options too, but I'm interested for sure. He seems nice. So yeah, absolutely. And I know you don't take offense to that, but like, I think the reason why I over explain myself is because like, I don't ever want someone to think that I'm meaning something different than what I'm saying, because it's important that you hear it correctly from me if I'm explaining it a certain way. I just want to make sure that like, you don't take away, oh shit, he's just looking at me as an option. Let me move on. No, I haven't muted. What happened? Hold up. Let me see. Did I go mute? It looks like my speaker is working. Okay, perfect. So you can hear me now? Okay, just want to make sure. Um, like go back if like you need to catch up on anything, feel free. That's fine. But yeah, I was just saying that basically he thinks that you guys have similar mindsets in certain aspects, and I think that he really enjoys that quite a bit. He feels like you kind of just like do your own thing. Oh, of course, we've got you here with the nurturing energy. Okay, good, perfect. We have Queen of Cups, nurturing energy. You always come across that way. But I think that like you just have this way about you that you can't really hide the fact that you're just like this mothering, nurturing energy. You're just mother, and that's what it is. So just like the type of personality that you have, probably that's coming across this way. But some men are intimidated by that. If they got mommy issues, they may have take issue with that, but some men are just like, oh yeah, this is it, this is what I'm looking for. So either way, positive or negatively perceived, I think it's a great quality to have, and I think it's something that he's seeing in you as well. Let's see. I don't know if you talked to him at all about like your manifestations, but he's looking at you as like a very empowered person. We have the magician here, so I feel like he thinks like you can just do anything that you put your mind to. Very, very intuitive. What does he think or feel? What does he think or feel? Definite interest here. Seven of Cups energy. Also, you feel like a healer to him. You're pretty inspirational, Virgo. I don't know how much you guys have communicated, and I could be tapping in future energy, but he's saying that you inspire him to like get things done that he's maybe even putting off or putting on the back burner. Um, he just feels like the things that you do inspire him to want to like get off his ass and do more. He feels like you're very humble. You're serving. You're a very like giving, selfless type of heart. That you're really good at. Not only are you a healing person, but you are healing. Like you are able to see the parts of yourself that you don't like and just cut that shit out. 86 it. You're like removing it. Um, there's a medical term that I can't think of right now. An ectomy of sorts. Um, so like maybe ever evolving and working on yourself, just benevolent and compassionate. And I feel like you also have the queen archetype here. So he's saying like you're regal feminine. You have the benevolent quality twice here. So he's like really looking at you as a benevolent type of person. And maybe even like a protector. The queen is like the queen of pentacles, or sorry, queen of cups that I mentioned before, just like that very nurturing energy that you radiate from yourself. As far as like his thinking and feeling for you, I would say the four of wands is probably the thing that I feel represents the most of how he's feeling for you, and also the ace of cups in the last reading. So I feel like he's just like likes what he sees so far and is like, let's keep this going. You told him you believe in manifestations. Okay, so what is your mini? Hey, Mystic Bonds, welcome in. How will our connection play out? Curious because we live so close to each other. LOL, also, he's a climber, and I'm really into that stuff. I lend to learn about it. So he was surprised about that. I'm super intrigued by him. Wow. Oh, okay. I kind of like this. I like the idea that you guys live so close together or so close to each other. I feel like that's very different from a lot of the times the people you ask me about. So that's definitely a plus. So when you say climber, do you mean like rock climbing and like mountain climbing and stuff like that? Yes, rock climbing mountain. That's so cool. Okay. How will the connection play out, please? What is the outcome of this connection? You're very educated in that area, but you want to learn more. Maybe you guys can have like a rock climbing wow, I just totally blanked. Date. Maybe that's something you guys can do. Wouldn't that be so fun? How will their connection play out? So they're saying that the more you put into this connection, the more you're going to get out of it. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles always talks about culmination, and where that's in regards is like you finally get to celebrate something that you can look back and go, hey, it took us a long time to get here, or it took me a long time to get here, but my perseverance paid off. And now I feel like I'm living my best life ever. That's kind of the energy of that card. And so what you put into it, you're going to get out of it, Virgo. That's what like I feel like I'm getting from this message. It also can indicate that the payoff is going to be really high for this connection. We have the Hierophant, so you guys think fairly similarly is the impression that I'm getting. I kind of was getting that already from his perspective, but the Hierophant here indicates that you guys have a lot of common interests or commonalities. And that was even before I knew about like the rock wall or rock climbing thing and mountain climbing. Sorry, I don't know how to word it. Before I knew about that, I was already getting that impression from him that he's like, you guys have similar ways of thinking and interested in similar things. And I'm definitely getting that here with the Hierophant, where it talks about like a lot of common ground that you guys have that may catch you by surprise. Or be of interest to you, especially if it means that you guys will increase your compatibility through these common interests. And the Hierophant also talks about like feeling, even if you come from different backgrounds or different cultures, you still feel like you guys are heading in a similar direction. It can also mean you have similar backgrounds and similar cultures, but overall it means that like what's important to you is important to him and vice versa, and like what you want your future to look like is very similar. The Hierophant talks about being cut from the same cloth, similarly as like family would be cut from the same cloth. It's like you two are also cut from the same cloth. So there's a lot of I this is a weird phrase, but I'm hearing pleasure points. I feel like the things that you learn about each other brings you joy rather than like, and it makes you guys feel like you want to continue this versus like hearing bad things and wanting to go, you know what, screw it. I don't really want to pursue this connection anymore. I feel like the more you discuss, it's like the more drawn you guys get to each other. So it's very important that you invest the time in early on, and that's where your payoff is going to be. That how it's going to go is how much effort you put towards the connection. Hey Nat, welcome in. I'm so sorry to say my free list is closed for the night. Just so you know, I always put in the title when my free list is coming to an end, and for me it ended about an hour ago. Please try again. I should be here for the rest of the week up until Sunday, so get here early for a chance to get your free yes no question answered. um but thank you for stopping in, though. Hopefully we see you again tomorrow. My bad, I forgot to mention I said 7. Oh, that's okay, Virgo. I actually did see that, so I'll add that into the end of this reading for you. What is the outcome of this connection? How will it play out? I have the Ace of Pentacles, so I feel like an offer between the two of you. I think this might form into an intimate connection, Virgo. And not that that's where it stops, but I do see physical connection here. Um, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Swords come out at the same time. And whenever I see Ace of Pentacles, I feel like that means that he's putting effort into you and you're putting effort into him, and potentially like doing some kind of exchange. Maybe he's giving you something, like his commitment, or maybe it's something physical. And so then that leads me into like a physical thing that he's giving to you. And because the Four of Swords came out right next to it, and that shows like people laying in bed, I was kind of like, oh, this might turn physical for you guys. Doesn't mean that's where it ends, but I think that there is a desire to kind of explore one another physically. I have a lot of matched energy, Virgo. Like what you put in, he reciprocates. What he puts in, you reciprocate. The Six of Pentacles here is always like that dynamic of like give and take. And so I feel like as long as you guys are matching each other's efforts and trying really hard to like give as much as the other person is, and putting a lot more like focus, if you're feeling a lot of attention from him, maybe like matching that, I feel like this is really going to head in a really great direction. Not only that, but I have the Six of Swords. So this talks about how maybe like the hardest part is over and it's just going to get easier from here on out. Um, Let's see, what is the outcome of this connection? Lots of effort. I can't stop talking about how much effort is being put into this connection. I have Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. We also have the Nine of Pentacles. It's just like a lot of like physicality, a lot of like, okay, I had a great time on this date. Like, do you want to do this again? Yes, I want to do this again. Okay, let's do this again. And then you do this again. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not seeing too far into the future, but considering we had the Four of Wands from his perspective of thoughts and feelings for you, and also in terms of his intentions, I saw the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like you guys could work towards a relationship. Of course, I don't want to jump the gun and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but that energy is like floating around the two of you, and I think you just have to see like how this goes moving forward. But overall, it feels pretty good for me. I feel like giving you the green light on this situation. Next up, we have Amy. Amy, if you're here, if you want to check in with me. Let's get some messages for you, Virgo. Messages for Virgo from him, please. Hey, Amy. So, Amy, I have you for an in-depth. Whenever you're ready to post your question, just let me know, okay? Messages from him to her, please. This is for Virgo. We're pulling Message of Love Oracle. Or channeled message cards. Messages from him to her, please. Messages from him to her. Okay, Amy, that sounds great. All right, we have I have feelings for you. You inspire me. I like that message because I did talk about that earlier. Messages from him to her. What does he want to say to her? I want to be more than friends. He says, I have trouble with intimacy. Now, we did kind of get that before, in terms of like he doesn't really like just jump in with people. I don't think he has trouble with intimacy once he feels that trust is established. I think he just has a hard time getting there in terms of like letting someone in that way. And that doesn't necessarily mean physical intimacy. It could just be like emotional intimacy. What does he want to say to her, please? Ooh, he's saying, I'm thinking about you at this very moment. I feel so drawn to you. Messages from him to her, please. I'm afraid to contact you. Oh my gosh. I wonder if you're happy right now. I'm kind of feeling from that card like I wonder if you had a good day, or like I don't know, when's the last time you talked to him? But I feel like he's wondering about you today. I want to see you. And at the bottom of the deck, I want to tell you how I feel. So, Miss Virgo, that is what I have for you there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If there's anything else that you want to do, we will put you back into rotation. And if not, thank you for being here. And I hope you have a great night. Amy, give me 2 seconds and I'll be right with you. We're actually going to do a last call as well. I know that's kind of early. We've only been here for an hour and a half, but I still have a couple more people to read for. I predict I'll be here for at least another 30 minutes to an hour. So we're going to do a last call. Okay. Messages from Eli and see if anything pops up regarding today dinner hang with his family and friends. Shit, Amy, I told you something about the house. Did I not say there's something going on with the house that she's going to tell you about? I thought it was because she wanted to keep the house, but maybe she's feeling torn about that decision or something. Remember I told you, I said, you guys are going to, oh God, we have to go back to that reading. I was like, I feel like you guys are going to be talking about his home. And like whether or not it's going to be sold or not. I swear I feel like I told you that Hey, Stacy. Yes, ma'am. You can donate if you want to. I'm also really sorry about that, Amy. Maybe one day when you are in a position where you can buy a house, maybe they'll be selling again and you can buy it if you want to. I don't know. Yeah, Amy, that's what I was thinking. I think she feels very torn about it. I don't think she's happy with this decision, but I feel like she felt like that's what she had to do. But I know that I mentioned to you that you guys would be communicating about the house. I would just have to go back to the to the reading to like remember exactly what was said. Oh shit, she's that soon. Interesting. You wonder if when you're old you can get that home? Yeah, maybe you can. Okay. Hey, IJ, that sounds great. I'll add you to the list in just a second, okay? I think for Stacy and IJ, those are going to be my last two. And then we're going to close the list. That seems so fast for her to move. Moving to St. Louis with her now fiance. Gotcha. Dang, Amy, that's tough. I know that's tough for you because it almost feels like the end of an era, you know. Did you go like into his room or anything? So, Amy, I feel like he's not, I don't think he is attached to this home in the sense that he was when he was here on this earth. I think he associated this with this home very passionately, but that was like when he was still alive. I don't think that I think this home is like a strong place for him, but I don't think that he's holding on to it with sadness or desperation, maybe in the way that he would have if he was still here. Because I have the word content, and I feel like even though this is hard for him in the sense that, like, he was connected to that home, like, that was a physical realm, place, like, location. Um, and maybe like he might not go back to it as often because his family won't be there. I think that's what might make him a little bit saddened, but I think overall he's saying I feel content. I'm not attached to this house the way that I was when I was here. And maybe that's hard for you to hear. Maybe that makes you even more sad to know that, but I feel like he's saying like I'm content. Like it is what it is. It is okay. It's fine. Like I'm clear about that. I'm content about that. Yeah, I was just wondering if you went into his room today. That's all. I was wondering. That question popped in my mind. So we have taste. So the first thing I could think of is I don't know if there was something that you made that was like a favorite of his or something that you guys knew that he really liked and ate in celebration of him. But we have taste. I feel like honestly, I don't know if you can eat food in the same way that you can here on Earth when you pass away. I would love to think that you can do that, but I don't know. It almost seems like you can't, but I don't know. Maybe that's something he misses about Earth is eating. You're welcome, Virgo. You're so welcome, my friend. Oh, you went out to dinner. Oh, you weren't visiting. You didn't get to visit his home. Oh, that makes me so sad. I can imagine. At least if you visited his home, you would be able to, like, have some closure there, you know? But if she's moving out tomorrow, a lot of the stuff would probably be packed up. You're glad he's not as attached to the home, but that home was where, in a way, I'd imagine a possible future. I know. I'm so sorry, my friend. That sucks. Yeah, I have low spirited here. I think that he does know. Oh, and I also have overwhelmed. I think maybe for you, not only were you kind of down in the dumps, but I think maybe you might have felt very overwhelmed by your emotions tonight. And that is something that he knows about. He says, like, his mom is free to do whatever it is that she needs to do. Like, he's not holding anything against her. I have the word gift. Yeah, that's tough. Get down. Don't claw the couch, Gunner. He said his mom to give you a cute, silly Hello Kitty pets thing. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that ties back to the gift thing. I swear to God, Gunner, if you keep clawing up this couch, just jump on the couch or be done. Hold on a second. Sorry. Are you getting on the couch or not? Don't do this in between mess. All right, let's see. We have friends, attract. Oh, we have divine friends, actually. Divine friends. We have song. We have salvage. We have cute. I feel almost like with salvage, it's almost like you were just taking like what little bits of the night that you could get. Like, it sucks because I think you were feeling very overwhelmed, but and like maybe sad and like low spirited is like the perfect word here. But it's almost like you were trying to absorb every last minute that you could get of this because you knew that like it was fleeting. Like, this is all the remnants that you have left of him, and it all seems to be kind of like fading away from you. Like you can't reach out and touch it anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like dissipating like right in front of your face. Yeah, I know. My kitty, I don't know what's wrong with him. He like does this thing where he like acts like he's gonna get on the couch and then he doesn't, and he just like sits there like a meerkat. And but meanwhile, he's just constantly digging his nails into the couch. And I'm like, either you're getting on the couch or you're not getting on the couch. But what we're not gonna do is scratch my couch. No, one or the other, dude. Yeah, taking it all in, exactly. I have like, I feel like he's like your little guardian angel. I have like a little charm that has a crown, but it's like a blue crown. So like representing a masculine energy with wings. So it feels like a guardian angel energy. Does Hello Kitty wear a bow? I have a little bow tie. Hold on. I don't know what Hello Kitty looks like in my head for some reason. Yeah, she's got a little bow. So I have a pink bow here. Might have witnessed that exchange of that gift and maybe made him feel good. Also, no clue, but I think I could have heard my ear ringing just now. I actually was going to talk about that earlier in the night, that I've been having a lot of like ear pressure, like almost as if I'm going through like elevation, or it's like ringing and like, I don't know. I think clairaudience is coming in for me. I just keep getting that feeling that something like that's going to happen. But I think my body is having to get used to the changes first. But I would say just like take that or acknowledge that for sure. Um, let's see. So the energy of the night, I get generous, trustworthy, and friendly. So I feel like this is a circle of people that aren't really going to be able to keep in touch and be together. This almost felt very symbolic, if I dare to say that, for closure. Like, it's not that you're never going to cross paths with her again, but I think I remember telling you that I don't think this is something that's going to happen very often, and you guys might go your separate ways. So this was like very Bodhi. This is very symbolic of closure for sure. And I feel like the atmosphere was just, it was like light, but also like this undertone of heaviness. And I know that probably doesn't make sense, but I hope you understand what I mean. Is like you guys were trying to laugh, share memories, say sweet things about him, trying to think of this like not as much of a sadness, but more like a we're keeping him with us kind of thing. And it felt a lot like that was like the lighthearted it of side of it, but it almost felt like even more depressing because you're talking about and sharing stories about someone who's no longer here anymore, and that hurts and that feels hollow, that feels heavy. Did you have to hurry off and get somewhere? Did anybody at that table say, I can only be here for so long because I have to hurry up and go? Or like I have somewhere to be, or like I have to get home? Like, was there someone or like in this group that was like made it very clear that they're like, I have a like what is it called? An obligation, or like a reason that they had to leave? You feel a longing towards him. Yeah. there was a couple people that had to leave early. So I have a carriage that looks like Cinderella's carriage. And that's why I was asking, because you know how like the carriage turns into a pumpkin if she's not back in time. So I don't know why. That just reminded me of that. I have a lot of like white here, like the color white. Feels like a very pure evening amongst all of you guys. We also have Alice in Wonderland. So I've got Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland. That's kind of giving me like fairy tale vibes, or like some type of fictional story line. I don't really know where to go with that, but that's there. And I have perfume, either perfume or cologne is also here. I don't know if someone like hugged you and said, "Oh, you smell so good," or I don't know, something like that. But that's all the messages that I'm getting for the evening, Amy. But I do feel like he was here witnessing. I feel like he was around you guys. All right, I gotta go put my cats in their room for a few minutes because I have to restore them back to factory settings. They are deciding to get into everything at this moment, so sometimes we gotta put them back in their room for a little while. Come on. You guys are getting into stuff that you never get into. Let's go. Come hang out back here for a little bit. I can't interrupt people's readings constantly because of you guys. Come on. You said no. Oh, yeah, and thank you, Luna. I just feel like I really miss him more right now, and really, hopefully, he comforts me tonight. Thank you lots. And facts with the kitties rest. Yeah, they're going to bed for a little bit. They're going to their room. Come on, go. Oh my God, he's running away from me. James, not yet. I don't know who's next on the list, but give me 1 second, guys. 2 seconds. I don't know what you think you're doing. No. All right, let's see where we're at. Thank you, James. Let's see where we're at on the list. Hold on. I'm out of breath. I'm like running all around the house, getting a workout right now. But Amy, you're so welcome, and I'm also sorry that your heart is hurting, and that tonight just felt so. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sorry that you're going through that. Hopefully you can find a little bit of closure somehow after this evening, and maybe you can just start to move forward. You know, now that there's not a house or a family or anything like that that's going to be here anymore, maybe it's just unfortunate, but maybe in the end it'll work out better to just have a clean break to help you be able to heal and move forward. All right, James. Okay, so James, you are next. So thank you for checking in with me. Oh shoot, hold on, I forgot someone on the list. Did Stacy donate, or did Stacy want to donate? James, we are ready for you now, so just let me know when you want to get started. Okay, and I also want to remind everyone that the list is closed. If Stacy comes back, I'll honor that because I did say that she could donate, but I don't know if she did or if she's going to. I haven't received anything yet, but for now, that's where we'll leave it. So on the list, we have James, I Speak My Truth, and IJ. And as far as I know, that is the list for the rest of the night. All right, James says go for it. All right. All right, so option 2 for James. Love option 2. Okay, so for intentions, I have the 5 of Pentacles, which, like, essentially means, like, you guys are not, or I guess it's like a disconnect in some way. Not like a bad thing. The 5 of Pentacles, I got clarified by the 10 of Cups in reverse and the Hangman. It essentially just means, like, whatever the extent of, sorry, my words are so fucked up right now. I feel like and when I do that, it's because I feel like Spirit's saying you don't quite have the message, so, like, keep listening or something. So I'm like, hold on, just bear with me. This is a half-baked message. Okay. I feel like what they're saying is at this time, you aren't going to be seeing much progress. Okay. 5 of Pentacles upright, 10 of Cups in reverse, and the Hanged Man. This doesn't indicate that you're not on the right track. I think you guys are on the right track, but I think from here until the foreseeable future, don't expect to see a lot of progress. within your connection, at least this month. We'll start with this month. I don't do generals that far out for this reason, because the energy changes all the time. But essentially, it's like, if there's any kind of movement in this connection, it's like micro movements. Like, it's very subtle, almost unnoticeable. Like, I'm not getting expect a lot of changes over the next like month or so. After that, we can check back in, but I feel like her intentions are to kind of keep things the same, the way that they are. And again, I'm sorry, James, if some of my messages repeat themselves, because we just did this last night, but that's still the energy of today. Now, internally, James, I feel like she sees you guys as a perfect match. I feel like internally she says we go really well together, or the word I used earlier, we gel really well together. And I feel like we are a very compatible match, a good match for each other. And I feel like we just kind of fit, and it just kind of makes sense. So I think the reason why there's this desire to take things slowly with you is because of this other stuff that's going on. And I think it's important that you know it's not because of what she thinks about you. It's not because of what she feels for you. Because if it was just down to that, you guys would have been in a relationship a long time ago. There's things outside of you guys that she has going on. So if she could snap her fingers, be healed, and say, hey, like, I'm into you and let's just do this thing, she would. I really think that she would, because I don't think that she sees anything wrong with your connection. I don't think she sees anything wrong with you. I think that she sees you guys as like even like a really good couple, and work really well together. And I think that it kind of talks a little bit about last night, which I don't want to go into detail here. But I think you know what I'm referencing in terms of like, there's certain expectations that would be placed upon her in a relationship. Not that you would ever push her to do something she doesn't want to do, but in a relationship, there are things that you just like expect to happen at some point. And I think that she needs to feel like ready for those kinds of things. And I think that kind of hinders your connection a little bit for some reason. Or not for some reason, for that reason. But I still think she looks at you as like the person that could fill all of her cups up. Like, you're the person that could give her like everything that she wants. She knows that with you, she could have a dream life. I really do believe that. I think that she knows that you would wait on her hand and foot. So I think the message here, that is the first time I'm hearing this from Spirit, is that she knows she would have a luxe life with you. She knows that her life would be amazing. She knows that, you would worship the ground she walks on, treat her like a queen. And so that just like goes to show how important it is for her to take things one step at a time. Because if she just wanted something just to be handed to her, if she just wanted the easy life, she would have been in a relationship with you a long time ago. Like, who wouldn't want to be in a relationship with someone who completely adores them, right? Like, she'd be crazy to not want that kind of connection with you, not want to be in that kind of relationship with you. But she's not crazy, because she knows that that's the kind of life she would have. But she's saying, I can't just do the easy way out. I can't just take a detour. I have to do things the right way. And I think that just goes to show, like, how important it is for her to handle these other things that she has going on first before doing this. Because it's not that you're not desirable to her. It's not that she doesn't want you. She just, I feel, she just like has to like contemplate further on this for herself. I don't have that there are any new influences or blocks for your connection, which I do like to see. I don't like to see like new issues coming up, which I don't feel right now. So that's good. And then in terms of the overall energy, we have the Six of Pentacles. And this is just talking about matching energy. I always feel that with this card. It's like give and take, you know, sharing, like giving and receiving, and like making sure that you're both on the same page at all times, that the effort that you're extending to her is matching the effort that she's extending towards you. No one feels here that they're being neglected or ignored or whatever, like because you guys are putting in the same amount of effort. See. Anything else? Anything else? I'm gonna actually send you a quick message, James, really quickly about these two cards that I just pulled. Again, I don't like talking about some of this stuff like on a public live stream, so give me 1 second. And then we're gonna move on to your BOGO. Uh, okay. So let's get to your BOGO here. Oh no, you're totally fine. You're good. You're good. No worries. All right, messages from Spirit regarding advice for Patty and I's relationship together. What does Patty want from me right now? James, they also want you to know that, like, you're doing a good job. You know what I mean? Of course. I feel like, there's always criticisms and, like, oh, you should do this and you should do that and so on and so forth. And while those things might be helpful and offer some guidance, I also feel like they want you to know, like, that you're a pretty strong person for not giving up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think just giving the patience and the dedication and the perseverance and just, like, saying, like, hey, I know this is taking a really freaking long time, but, like, you're important to me, and I'll wait if you need me to wait. Like, that's, like, incredible. And so I also feel like Spirit wants you to know, just, like, applaud yourself and know, like, this isn't easy. You know what I mean? And I think we touched on this before, but, like, you wouldn't put up with this with just anybody, obviously. But, like, it doesn't matter because it doesn't detract from, you know, like, because this is hard. This is really hard. It's hard to put effort into something and not see it coming back to you with the same enthusiasm that you're putting into it. And when you deal with that day after day after day and month after month after month, it's like, trying to keep the faith, keeping the hope, trying to stay as positive as possible. That is not easy. That is not an easy thing to do. And so I feel like right now Spirit just, like, wants to, like, applaud you and commend you for she's got Patty privilege. Wanting to applaud you and commend you for just your dedication. Just, she's giving parts of herself to you, but it's such a slow thing that's happening, and a lot of people would feel defeated. A lot of people would, like, feel the need to move up or give up or move on because they feel like they're not putting into the, or they're not getting out of this what they're putting into it. So I think you just need to hear that, like, you're doing a good job, you're doing okay. you know it's hard, but they see, and I think what it is like, it's your pure intentions. Do you know what I mean? It's really hard not to get broken down over it. Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure the only thing that keeps you going is, like, knowing where you're heading and, like, seeing how far you've come. really past, present, future, seeing the past until now, how much has changed, and like just going with that hope that things are just going to continue to get better, you know. But you're doing a good job, you're doing well, and like they're saying that they see your pure heart, your pure intentions. um you know, you're really just trying to give your love to somebody who you know deserves it, who needs it, who, like, I don't know, you get what I'm trying to say. And so it's like, because you're so pure hearted, because you're just really taking this day by day, I feel like they're saying like you will be rewarded. Like, but again, I think it needs to be pointed out. And I'm so sorry. I see you said thanks. I really need to hear that. And I feel like that's what they want you to know. I think that's probably the main message that's going to come through tonight, actually, is about that, because we can tell you, oh, do this better or do that better or change your ways here or there or whatever, but like no one actually talks about like how hard it is for you. Like, you constantly are hearing how hard it is for Patty, how hard it is for Patty. And while that's true, the two aren't mutually exclusive. Just because Patty is having a hard time doesn't mean that you aren't either. It doesn't mean that it's not discouraging sometimes to see progress with all the effort that you're putting in. And the thing about this is that you know in your heart that it's a guarantee, but like we also live in the realm of reality, right? So like you don't have a guarantee here, not a real tangible one, not a ticket that you can cash in a year from now and say, all right, time is up, it's time for me now. Like, you don't have that tangible thing where you can say without a shadow of a doubt and 100% certainty that what you're doing right now is working towards something, that what you're doing right now is actually going to get you and land you where you're hoping that you will be. And the only thing that you're riding on right now is an inner knowing and faith. And that is very commendable, and I'm sure not easy to do. But like I feel like spirit wants you to know, like, whenever you start to feel discouraged, if you ever get into that place, just think about how far you and Patty have come. Think about where you're at now, and that a year ago, what you get with her right now, you would have killed for that a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there was a time where I was doing readings for you where y'all weren't even really talking to each other. You know what I mean? And so like that old version of you would see the new version of you and being like, oh, you're talking to her all the time, you're going out, hanging out together with her all, like, you know. And I think that old version of you would have been like, damn, James, damn, Jim, like that's what I want right there, and you got it. So like just think about how far you've come, and that the progress that you are making over time, to try to like hold that hope that this is leading somewhere, because a year can change a lot, 2 years can change a lot. You said, right, exactly. And for me to tell anyone average person would be tell me to walk away or give up. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's like the message here for you, is that you just need to know that you're being commended. I feel like they want you to know this hard work is going to pay off. We have prosperity, and that your connection is being protected. And I think tonight they just didn't want to harp on you. I feel like tonight they just want you to know, like, you're doing good. You're hanging in there. You're being really strong, and like we don't want to sit here and tell you, you know, this is what you have to change. Like, we just need you to know that you're supported here. Like, that's what I feel the message is. Okay. What does Patty want from James right now? Said, right, exactly. In the grand scheme of things, I've spent more time and made more progress with her from the start of this year until now than we ever did since we've known each other. 100%. 100%. And like, that's what you have to hold on to, is that you're making big strides. And even though it's like micro movements every single day, like when you add all those micro movements together and you look at it as a whole, you're like, holy shit, actually, there has been a lot of progress that has been made. It's kind of like when you choose to live a healthy living lifestyle, when you're like, okay, I'm going to incorporate working out a couple days a week. You're not seeing progress day to day. You're not seeing it week to week. But then when you look at 6 months as a whole or a year as a whole, you're like, wow, I've really come a far way, a long way. I think that's important to keep that into perspective. So if you're ever feeling discouraged, just think about that. I think it's important. What does Patty want from James? What does Patty want from James right now? So she's saying that I know that I'm confused, James or Jim. I don't know what she refers to you as. She's like, I know that I'm confused. I feel like I'm almost getting a channeling a little bit right now. But she's saying, I know I'm confused, but what I need from you is to not be confused. Like, I need you to continue to be headstrong, fully convicted in our connection. I need you to not waver because I need that steadiness. I need that certainty from you. I need that stability from you. If you start questioning our connection and I'm having a hard time, like, myself, this is not going to be good. Like, this is just going to make things extra confusing. I feel like she wants you to know that when you guys get into a commitment, she will be stronger. She will be your rock. You will be able to like have your moments of doubt or feeling less than, and she will take up the oh my god, what is the word? She will Holy shit, Spirit, what are you trying to say? I feel like I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to articulate. It's the slack. That's the word. Thank you, Spirit. She'll take up the slack. That you're not always going to have to be the strong one. You're not always going to have to be the one that's like, oh, I believe in us 100%. Like, this is what it is. Like, there's going to be times, I think, that once you guys are committed, you're going to start feeling like you're not having a good day, or that maybe you don't feel as connected to her as possible. You will I feel like she wants to give you like this like higher self message of like, you're not always going to have to be this person. You're not always going to have to be the person that like is certain and knows and has direction and always has the right answer. Like, she's saying, when we're committed, I will be that way too. Like, I will pick up the slack. It's not always going to have to be on your shoulders. You're not always going to have to be the one that's going to carry this relationship. Like, I will do that. It's just a matter of me getting there. And right now, what I need from you is to not waver. I need you to be sure about us. I need you to be rooting for us. I need you to be strong for us. and just don't get confused for me. Don't get confused on me. Don't get confused at all. And maybe that's hard of an ask for you, James, but I feel like that's what you're saying. Like, what does she need from me? That's what she needs from you. Does that make sense? And she's saying, like, I know it's a lot to put on you right now, but it's not how it's always going to be. Like, I definitely feel like I'm getting a channeling. I feel like if we didn't do this question, that's what I would be channeling for you. Okay, perfect. So, she's just saying for right now, like, I know it's a lot to put on you, but for right now, this is what I need. Like, all right. Let me get one more message here. What does she need from James right now? What does she need from James? All right, I have the strength and I have the 3 of Wands in reverse. I feel like this is almost like, and I also have the 6 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. This is talking about communicating about her fears or her worries. And the 3 of Wands in reverse is kind of making me feel like she might be a bit closed off to that. But I think that, oh, fears and worries about the future, I think. So we have fears and worries from the past, and we have fears and worries of the future. And then here she is in the middle. Okay, that's making sense so far. What are we doing here? What is this message for him, though? What does he need to know about this? I feel like she's riding on your strength, James. You said you feel that too. You have faith. That's what's happening. I feel like she's riding on your strength, honestly. Because she has like shit from the past and she's got worried about the future, and then she's here in the middle, like trying to process it all. And then we have this thing about communication, and then we also have the Lovers. So I feel like she's relying on you very heavily. Like, she's relying on your strength. She's relying on, like, she's leaning on you lately. And I feel like that might be something that you start to notice about her, is like her wanting to tell you more things that she maybe has felt like she hasn't been able to. I see her kind of like working it out in her mind and trying to figure out if it's something she should talk to you about or someone else. And I was picking up on that last night. But I think that she really needs someone like you in her life. And it's not just like you because it's you, but I think she just needs that support right now. She needs that stability. And you're such a strong archetype in her life. You are that person that she feels like, I don't know. She feels like she can come to you and you'll be transparent with her. You will tell her if it's something that she wants to hear or not. Like, you're going to be honest with her. You're not going to sugarcoat it for her, even though you care about her and you don't want like her to be offended by something that you say. You also challenge her. And I feel like there's something here about the past and the future and relying on your strength and communicating these things to you, that maybe it's not a full message in terms of like why I understand why I'm saying this right now, but maybe over time it will start to make sense. I just feel like she's going to be leaning on you more. There's something here that talks about like your strength, your stature, you being like a rock in her life. Okay. So, holy shit, this is starting to make sense. Okay. So, she's saying that you have been a constant in her life from childhood to now to the future. Do you see how like this is all connecting? You guys met a long time ago. You guys met a long time ago, and she's talking about your strength and being someone she can lean on and being like this big, strong presence in her life from the past to the present to the future. She wants you to know that you are her constant. And that might tie in a little bit into her asking you not to change. She's saying don't waver, but she also doesn't want you to change either. She's saying that you're like the one thing that like has always been in my life or parallel to my life that I could always come back to. You've been like this constant for me. And like, I need you to just be you and never change who you are, because I need you to be you. There's no one like you out there. I think I finally put the pieces together. Hopefully that makes sense. If this resonated for you in a different way too, take it. But I think that's where I was trying to go with this, and it's making a little more sense to me now. I don't like half-baked messages. I always get so confused where I'm going with it. But sometimes I feel like I need to talk it through to understand it better. So James, let me know if you have any questions about that. So yeah, that was spot on. It's true. I've been showing up the same way since we were 15. Woo, perfect. I feel like we figured it out. Okay, so next up I have for you channeled message. And then I think we're concluded with your donations, James. So let me work on that in just a second here. Whoa. I'm just getting my cards shuffled back in. Okay. I'm going to update the list really quick just so everyone can see where they are. Lorraine, I'm not sure if you're around, but I'm doing a channeled message for James, and then you will be next after that. Hey girl, thanks for checking in. So these channelings take about 5 to 10 minutes depending on what's coming through. I will not be talking in the chat like I usually do, not until the message is complete, and then I'll be reading it out loud and then moving on to the next person. I am still here, even though I'm not going to be talking much. But you can ask me a question in the chat if you need to know something. I'm here monitoring it. Hey, Wendy, welcome in. All of my lists are closed. You can see the scrolling banner across my screen. In my pinned comment, also say all lists closed. I should be back tomorrow, Wendy, if you want to try again then. Almost done, James. Right. All right, James. So she says, and by the way, I know this is a little bit shorter than last night. Last night I was channeling like without cards at all. And I feel like she had a lot to say. And I wasn't going to stop the message just for the sake of like that it's not, I don't normally do longer messages like that. So just wanted to throw that out there. But, anyways, tonight she says, "You always make me feel like the most beautiful person in the world. You have this energy about you that makes me feel so special. And I'll admit, it can be pretty intimidating sometimes, but I love it at the same time. I also appreciate you and how much you care about my well being, mind, body, soul, all of it, especially with the suggestions you give me on different ways to help heal and nurture myself. I cherish you and what we have together. We are working toward alignment." I'm glad to hear her higher self recognizes this. Hopefully, 3D Patty will catch up. Hopefully, so. Thank you, James. All right, next up we have I Speak My Truth. I have you down for a BOGO. If that's correct, let me know. And after I Speak My Truth, we have IJ Eves with I Believe an in-depth reading. And then that is it for the night. Thank you, Luna. That was a lot. I appreciate you. You're welcome. Absolutely. I feel like we got a lot of good information tonight. Oh, hey friend. Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay. All right, BOGO for I speak. What does Spirit want you to know tonight? Let's see. What do you want I speak to know? Ooh, girl, you're getting justice in your love life. You have karma balancing in terms of your love life here. If I'm not mistaken, I also heard that there's a Saturn return right now or recently or at some point recently there was, and I have to look more into it, but as far as I know, that indicates like your karma is coming back to you. If I understand correctly, it's something that I was told, that like all the good that you've been doing is coming back to you. And I feel like you're going to get justice in your love life. So what does that mean? I feel like all the shit you've been through in relationships is going to start leveling out, and you're going to be receiving so much love. You're going to be receiving where you received lies, you're going to be receiving truth where you received just like all the like opposite shit, like narcissism, you're going to receive unconditional love, so on and so forth. So definitely getting like that feeling of things are kind of balancing the scales, like so things are changing for you in that regard. And I'm also hearing that you're not too focused on your love life right now. So maybe this is nice to hear, but maybe you're not overly focused or attached to this idea. But I feel like it's important for you to know that moving forward, you shouldn't be dealing with shit anymore. Like, you shouldn't be, like, I feel like you have a good enough head on your shoulders and well enough discernment and learn from past experiences to know what a red flag is. And I think that you're going to be able to weave through any of the BS and not put yourself into another relationship that's going to be hurting you in any capacity. But when you're ready to get yourself back out there, Spirit is saying that your karma is balancing, okay? Let's see. What does she need to know? Healing, there's something to be said about healing independently. I will say I speak, but I will say that when you find the right partner, you think you've healed, and that partner is going to show you, when you find the right one, that partner is going to take you to levels of healing that you didn't even know that you had or that you needed, is what I mean to say. So there's definitely something to be said about healing individually and not running from relationship to relationship, so on and so forth. But you hit a wall healing with yourself. I think that there's a reason why we need people. Like, there's a reason why we crave love and we crave platonic love or romantic love. And there's a reason why if people spend too much time alone, they start going crazy, because we like, it's human nature to crave someone else in our lives, whether it's a friend, a family member, a lover, whatever. Like, we crave that companionship. And so I think that there's a reason for that. And I feel, at least from my experience, that you can heal as much individually as you want. And that is healthy. And that is what you should be doing right now. But don't decline a potential walking green flag that you may be interested in because you're saying, oh, I'm still on my healing journey. I'm not ready for a relationship. I want you to know that sometimes we hit a plateau healing on our own. And when the right person comes along and loves you in ways that you've never been loved before, there's immense healing that happens in that way. And when the right person comes along and challenges you, they will shake out all of the guck and gunk and all of that stuff that you don't want in your body, in yourself, in your characteristics. Like, they're going to say, okay, this is what you need to heal from. And another person too allows you to understand what your triggers are as well. And when the right person comes and loves you, they'll love you through it as you heal, and you will become like even better than what you thought. You said, yeah, I need to let love in from platonic friendships, but also give it to myself first. Exactly. So whatever way that love comes to you, I think self-love, platonic love, or anything else outside of that, romantic love, whatever, just let it happen. Don't reject it. Let it come for you. I will always, always, always encourage you to heal individually, to heal solo, because that is going to show you that you can stand on your own. And then when the right partner, person, friend comes in, we'll say, yeah, you can stand on your own, but you don't have to, because I'm here and I want you to feel even more supported than you even feel supported by yourself. Strength in numbers, right? So I think that's like the main message that I'm feeling really strongly for you tonight, is just kudos to the healing, but don't close yourself off to something that you feel mentally you might not be ready for. If it sounds and looks good to you and you feel like, okay, this is just really bad timing for me, it is okay to explore that, because life happens and sometimes things are going to happen in an order that we're not expecting it to. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely have like the healing card here. And they're saying that there's so much good that is going to come from this. And I was actually talking to Eliana about this last night, is that I noticed that, and it could just be with my channel specifically, but I think it's just you in general, that I feel like you're starting to trust yourself more because you're not getting readings as often as you did at one point. And that is I was saying to her, this is a very underrated, like, action, or a very underrated epiphany, when you realize that your own discernment is sometimes more important than outside or external validation. And so the fact that you're able to judge for yourself, trust your own intuition on what to do. You're not relying so heavily on what someone else is telling you, and you're just going, how do I feel about this? You know what I mean? And that is such growth. And I feel like it's important that you commend yourself on that, because I do readings for a living. I think there's so much value in it, but everything in moderation. I think that sometimes you can do too much and rely on it too much. And I feel like there's like a happy medium somewhere. You know what I mean? And I noticed that with you, you're relying more on yourself and your own intuition. And this is not like saying anything against, anybody who comes to me and gets readings all the time. I love y'all. Obviously, you're my bread and butter, and I love talking to you. I just feel like there always is going to come to a point with someone where they go, you know what, let me pull back and let me start trusting myself more. Or when the issue that they've been having has resolved, then they start going, okay, let me move forward and let me live this part of my life now. And it's always such a bittersweet thing when I see people that I used to see all the time and then they leave. But anyways, I'm going on a detour. But yeah, I just feel for you. Everything that you have been through is balancing itself out now. I feel like you almost came into this earth and we're like, let's do the hard part first so that I can enjoy the rest of my life after that. It's the metaphor I'm getting right now is like when you have like a big plate of food and everything is so good, but you have something on your plate that you don't really like to eat, and you're like, I'm just going to eat this right now and get it out of the way because I'm not going to enjoy it, so I just want to get this over with, and then I'm going to indulge and enjoy the rest of my life. So I kind of feel like that's how you came into this incarnation. Like, I feel like you came in and said, I want the hard part in the beginning. That way I can enjoy everything after that. That way I can learn and heal and grow and balance my karma. And so I feel very confident in telling you life is going to be so much easier here, at least where love is concerned. And I think that that's something that you need to know. Don't have to do anything with it. Just tuck it in your back pocket, but just stay optimistic about this, because I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons that you needed to learn. And now we are here in this like really beautiful place of just growing, and you start to heal like different parts of yourself, and pretty soon you're just going to bloom into the most beautiful flower. And I just think it's beautiful what you're going through. I just love your energy. I love what you're doing, and I feel like you're very much supported by your spiritual team right now. I also see at the bottom of the deck, real quick before I move on, clarity. It's almost like you can see things much more clearly now. It's like almost like a fog has cleared, and maybe before it was uncertain and very hard to see. And it's almost like now you're just like, how did I not see this before? You know, this is making so much sense. It was so confusing or hazy before. And you're like, now I just like get it. Everything is clicked for me. I just have so much understanding and clarity for myself now. And so like that's progress for sure. Yeah. All right. Why did you clairaudiently hear Angel, 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 the song by Maya? That's so crazy. I feel like my clairaudience is coming in, but it's very slowly. Well, I'll put it this way. I have clairaudience, but it's a silent clairaudient. So when I say I hear something, it means that like suddenly that has popped into my mind. Not claircognizantly, but it almost feels like it just kind of came out of nowhere. So that feels like hearing to me. But I know that some people clairaudiently hear, like as if their spirit guide was sitting in the room with them and talking to them in their ear. Like they don't hear it internally, they hear it externally. And I feel almost like I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to externally clairaudiently hear. Does that make sense? Hey life, all of my lists are closed. It's streaming across the screen and it's in my pinned comment. I don't know like how else to like get that across. Yeah, you said it does make sense. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I hear I can do the internal thing, but I've been having a lot of like stuff fucking with my ears, like pressure in my ears as if I'm going through elevation. And then I'm really, really sensitive to the fan now, or like loud noises, like anything that's like super freaking loud. I'm like suddenly really sensitive to it. It's almost like my hearing has turned up from like a 6 to a 9, and it's just kind of weird. And it's slowly happening every single day. I thought that as you get older, your hearing gets worse, but I'm getting more sensitive to it. Ringing all the time. I've been getting some dreams from my spirit guides that are telling me how they're going to communicate with me in the future to like show me what to like look out for. So I almost feel like my body is getting ready for something big, and it has to do with my hearing, but I don't know what it is yet. But anyways, let's shuffle for you. All right, why did she hear this song, please? Why did she hear this song? So, I don't know this song, and if I do, it's not registering for me right now. Um, but I have the Nine of Wands. So, this talks about battle wounded, battle scarred, persevering, seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. You've been through a lot and you have not come out unscathed. You know what I mean? Like, you got like energetic scars and bruises and cuts and stitches and all of that stuff. But it's talking about how resilient you are, that like, yes, there's been some hard shit that you've been through, but it never got the best of you. Like, you're almost to the finish line, you're almost to the end. So I'm almost feeling like this song might have felt like a reminder of who you are. You are like a benevolent, like esoteric, beautiful goddess. Like, you are not just you are your higher self, you are your past self. And there's something here about like, just push through because you're almost here at the end. Um this quite literally could be working with angels as well. I don't know if you've been called to like archangels, or if you've been thinking heavily about like who's protecting you. Um Getting in touch more with like the angelic realm potentially. Um or like working with the angels, like, figuring out how to communicate with them potentially. That could be a little side note here. um let's see, why was she hearing this song? Oh, okay. So they're saying, did you get a specific feeling when you heard this song? Because sometimes when we get information like this, we have to go with like our initial gut instinct, our initial feeling. Like, sometimes we'll hear things or see things and we're like, whoa, that was weird. That's confusing. But like, most of the time, I would say 9 times out of 10, when something like this happens, we get a gut feeling. Like, we initially have a thought, like suddenly someone comes to mind, or a certain feeling comes to mind, or um, just a situation. Did you have like an initial gut instinct when you heard this song? Was there something that you were like initially feeling or thinking when this song came to mind? Because like, remember we said you're relying more about your intuition. Ooh, Gut's telling you it's about love. Well, we did talk about love in the last reading. Well, that would actually make sense now that I think about it, because I have the Ten of Swords here, and this talks about an ending. And remember how I told you in the last reading that your love life, there's justice in your love life coming for you. And the Nine of Wands talks about how you've been through a lot, and maybe that's in a lot, like in relationships you've been through a lot, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, meaning you only have a little bit of way to go before you find the person that you're looking for. The Ten of Swords can talk about like feeling defeated, but the Nine of Wands says it's okay, just keep going. Don't give up on love. Maybe take a break, but don't give up on it because you're so close. And so that kind of does go along with what I was saying. But I do feel like it's important that you pay attention as well to like what your initial gut instincts are that you're feeling. Hey Melissa, I am not doing free reads. I have a pinned comment and a scrolling banner saying that all my lists are closed. Why did she hear Angel, 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 like the song lyrics by Maya? The Lovers! I speak! The Lovers is here. Heart chakra. Oh, girl. I don't think they want you to worry about your love life at all. I think they just want to say, we're sending someone your way. They are amazing. Do not stress over this at all. Like, we're watching over you. We're blessing this union. Like, I know, and I know you're not stressing it, I speak, but you probably every once in a while wonder, like, am I going to find my person? And I don't think that they want you to worry about this in the least. I mean, the Lovers talks about perfect unions, you know what I mean? So I feel like angel, angel, angels, like guardian angels, like divine blessing, divine timing, divine intervention. And we're sending someone your way. It's funny because I think that we get to a point where we get kind of go, oh, I'm over it. Like, I'm not looking for love anymore. Like, I'm just so done with this. And that's when they show up because we have removed ourselves from the attachment of that thing. And suddenly this person is laid up before us. The song goes like, if I could be your girl, I would take the stars as the sky for you. Oh, that's so sweet. Aw, that feels like a big love. It almost feels like the kind of love that feels unconditional. Like if that feeling is mutual, that you would do anything for that person. You have a lot of love surrounding you in this reading, or in these readings, I should say. And I cut the deck and get the Two of Cups. So I think that it's important that you know that this love is coming for you and you will have a life partner in this life. Because it's coming out so strongly for you in these readings, I would probably bet money that it's coming for you sooner than later, to be honest. I think that it might come before you feel ready, and that might be why I got the message that I did, that it is okay if you don't feel fully healed and not quite ready for a relationship. Do not turn someone away if you feel like they're what you're looking for. Don't make them wait. Don't send them away because you can do a lot of healing in a relationship as well if it's the right person for you. I'm sure it took you by surprise to hear that song, and it's probably stuck with you like, why did that happen? But considering your gut is talking about love, and I keep getting love, lovers, Two of Cups in your readings tonight, I would say there's no accident there. It has to be connected. You said I'm not ready for it at all. Okay, well, free will and all, but I think you should just like kind of take what I say and put it in your back pocket and hold on to it for later, because I don't think that I said anything today by accident. I think it was something you needed to hear. Because maybe, before this reading, you would turn someone away. But maybe now you'll think twice. You know what I mean? Do you need anything clarified? I have not heard it. Hold up. Let me look it up real quick. Hey, IJ. I've got you down for an in-depth, is that right? You know, I wake up with songs. I just looked it up. So I will play it after my live stream. But I will wake up with songs stuck in my head all the time. It's so crazy. Or sometimes I'll go to bed and I'll like actually hear music and it drives me crazy because and I notice that I hear it more like I'll have to talk more about this to you, Lorraine, but whenever there's white noise, I swear I can hear music that's not actually being played in my home. I can hear it. One time it sounded like church music, like a orchestra or like angelic like chimes and crazy shit. And then another time I could actually hear a song and I could hear the beat. I could almost make out the words, but like no songs was playing like in my house. I don't live right up next to other people and I could only hear it when the fan was on in my room and my husband was sleeping. So I couldn't be like, "Hey, do you hear that? This is freaking me out." But it keeps me up at night sometimes because it's so loud. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, 100%. um it's wild, but we can talk more about that later. But it's like, and I have to say in my mind, like, cut it out or turn the music down, like I'm trying to sleep, and then eventually it'll start to like fade away. But it's nuts. Like I start to feel like I'm going into psychosis or something. I'm like, am I literally going insane right now? This is wild. But yeah, that's really cool. And you're so welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was good seeing you tonight. Good night, friend. Oh, IJ, I just read your question. Oh my gosh. Night, night. All right, let's see. That's so cute. Okay. How did this make her feel? How did this make her feel? It's funny because you said, so she popped up again tonight with a story of her in a beautiful dress, and I told her for some reason I read that as she popped up again tonight with a story of her in a beautiful white dress. I don't know why, like I read that as white dress. So then when I went back to reread and I didn't see the word white anymore, I was like, oh, that's so weird. But so you told her she made you lose your train of thought. Oh my god. Why do I feel like blushing? That's so cute. Oh, it was black and white? Oh wow, okay. Um let's see. How did this make her feel? Stopped you in your tracks, I bet. You know that like expression that kids are saying where like they see someone who looks really good and they would say like mother is mothering? I'm cracking up because I do not talk like this. But I feel like, you know, they say like ate and left no crumbs and stuff like that. Like that's what I feel like. That she felt amazing, or like this is gonna make her feel amazing, because obviously I'm not sure like what if she's seen your response yet, but basically it's like indicating that it made her feel really good. Like she felt like you were calling her perfect or like stunning or, you know, a smoke show, that kind of thing. And and so when I see the Queen of Pentacles, all I could hear was mother is mothering for some reason. And so I feel, because like, the Queen of Pentacles, like Virgo mother energy. And so like I just feel like she just felt so good. She obviously posted it because she was feeling herself, but that specific expression, like you saying that you lost your train of thought, that is not something that she hears all the time. I'm sure there's other people that are like, oh, you look good, you look great, you look amazing, but like your comment is a very standout comment to her. She felt very in alignment with it. She was like, hell yes, I love what he said. Because it's so lazy for someone to be like, I'm sorry, you look so beautiful. Like I would love to hear that. I think that's amazing. That's such a great compliment. But if you're hearing it 20 times a day from like a bunch of different people, when someone says to you, you just made me lose my train of thought, it's so creative, it's so clever, and it kind of makes you wonder, like, why did it make you lose your train of thought, like, and I feel like almost like she wanted to know more, or she wants to see like what else you had to say on the subject. I feel like it just kind of intrigued her a little bit. It just like, whatever it is you're doing, IJ, is working. You just stand out to her so much, and I think that she really loves this compliment. We also have the Strength card, and we also have the Ten of Cups. This is talking about like pure confidence. This brought her like the most happiness ever. Let's see. How does she feel? How does this make her feel? How does this make her feel? How does this make her feel? We have the Empress. Okay. So I don't even know if I need to go on. We're gonna go on because you paid for an in-depth reading. But I have the Empress card, and this is like, I've said this to you before, but this is like the highest compliment you can give a divine feminine energy, because the Empress is basically saying like you made her feel like a queen. You made her feel beautiful. You made her feel like a goddess. You made her feel like, I don't know, women just like feeling like women, Maybe you don't, but we do. We love feeling like women. We love, if we're a feminine energy, we love feeling that feminine energy within ourselves. Like it's like such a good feeling. And I just feel like you gave her that. Like you gave her that excuse to feel good about being like all dressed up or all dolled up. Like you made her feel so good about that. And I feel here too with the Empress, like this talks about feeling like a catch, feeling like, I don't know. I don't know like how else to describe this. I just feel like she really, obviously she was feeling herself by like posting that story, but I think like when you're feeling yourself is one thing and you love it, and but then when you get that like validation from not just anybody, but from someone who you fancy, I feel like that is just the best feeling in the world. And so I feel like she's on cloud nine, honestly. I feel like she's just enjoying this quite a bit. I don't remember if you said that she's seen it or not, that she's seen your compliment or not, but I feel like this made her feel really good. I do want to say that she's trying to think of, I think, how to respond, or she will be thinking on how to respond, because I have the Seven of Cups. Is she going to respond? I'm not quite getting that yet, but I do feel like she's trying to think of like a clever response or what it is that she wants to say. Hey, Mary, all of my lists are closed. I have it scrolling across the screen and also in the pinned comment. I'm working on my last reading of the night right now. Is she going to respond to his comment? Is she going to respond? I feel almost like she wants to be clever. Like she kind of wants to be like cheeky and kind of flirty with you, but she doesn't know how to go about it. I have the Four of Pentacles, so she's definitely more like reserved right now. A spirit saying time will tell. That's why I don't feel confident if she's going to respond to it or not. I think she goes, do I heart react it? Do I say, oh, thank you, and send like a little emoji? Or do I like full out like say something flirty back? She's got the Seven of Pentacles here. And so I feel like she's really trying to think how to like make her next move, how to play this in response. So Spirit is saying time will tell and how she reacts. I don't think she's going to completely like not say anything to you. I think that that's just not her personality to just like let a compliment like that just fall flat. I think at a minimum she will heart react to your comment. I don't think she's gonna leave you hanging, but I do feel like she's gonna think like, how do I play this? Do I flirt back? Do I, pull more information from him? Do I just tell him thank you, I appreciate it? Like what do I do here? But yeah, I think you'll get a response. I just don't know exactly how she's gonna go about it. But I definitely feel like she's feeling herself and she's definitely satisfied for sure. I mean, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be by a comment like that? Plus, she's been thinking about you a lot lately, so I think she's going to play it shy. I'm going to be honest. I think she wants to go all in. I think she wants to be flirty with you. I think she wants to have that banter, but I think that she's not quite there yet. And so I think she's going to do the polite thing to like respond politely and like show you that she appreciates what you said, but I don't know if she's going to take it there just yet. That is what I think is going to happen, because we have the Four of Pentacles, and so like that's kind of like a more reserved energy. But yeah, I think you probably made her day, honestly. Did you have any follow-up to that for me? Oh, no follow-up questions. Thank you so much. You're welcome, IJ. All right. That is where I'm going to leave it, everyone. I hope that you have a great rest of your night. I will be back tomorrow. I should be back tomorrow. I will be back. You most likely will see me tomorrow evening at some point. Not sure when. I know that at some point between Friday and Sunday, I'm going to do the giveaway. The 25 light giveaway that I do. I try to do it at least once or twice a week. So sometime either tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, you'll see that. I do want to give a quick heads up right now, and I'll probably make a post about it, but I will not be here most likely on Saturday night. If you see me, it's going to be totally random and unexpected. My niece's birthday party is that weekend or on that day, and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling because I'm going to be helping them with it. And it's going to be like an all-day affair. So we'll see when I get home. If I've got energy, I'll probably be on. But I'll post about that. I think that's only the updates that I have right now. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. See you next time.